Hello, once again, Kenny Jacobs from Bloomington, Illinois. I'm going to do a video today talking about current events as it relates to Bible prophecy. Anyone who's been following my videos knows that over the last several months I've been reporting a lot about the peace agreement that the Palestinians and the nation of Israel have been trying to work out, and that it's been brokered by the United States and John Kerry. And it looks like it's falling apart completely, which is certainly not unpredictable, considering that neither side trusts each other, and it's very apparent that the Palestinians really do not want peace. So I'm reading now out of an article from the Times of Israel today, and it says, as Fatah and Hamas restore ties, Israel cancels peace talks meeting. After a unity agreement is struck, Netanyahu castigates Abbas for choosing Hamas and not peace. So now, Hamas is a terrorist group out of Gaza that really wants to wipe Israel off the map. Now the Palestinians are reconciling with Hamas. The article goes on to say, Israel nixed a planned round of peace talks with Ramallah, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu lashed out at Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas Wednesday for not choosing peace, hours after rival Palestinian groups Fatah and Hamas agreed to reconcile. The Prime Minister's office said it had canceled the planned talks between Israeli Justice Minister Tzipi Livni, Palestinian negotiator Saeb Erekat, and American mediator Martin Indyk, but offered no formal reason why. Earlier in the day, officials from the Palestinian Liberation Organization and Hamas agreed to form a unity government within 5 weeks and to call for presidential, parliamentary, and provincial elections within the next 6 months of the coalition taking form. Netanyahu followed the announcement by issuing a harsh statement charging that the Palestinian leader was uninterested in peace talks. I said this morning that Abbas needs to choose between peace with Israel and an agreement with Hamas. Hamas is a murderous terror group that calls for the destruction of the State of Israel and is recognized by the U.S. and European Union as a terrorist organization. He said tonight, as talks were still ongoing about the extension of peace negotiations, Abbas chose Hamas and not peace. Whoever chooses Hamas doesn't want peace. Earlier in the day, Foreign Minister Lieberman warned that any deal between the PA and Hamas terror group would signal the end of the peace talks. Mahmoud Abbas must decide if he wants to make peace, and if he does, with whom, Lieberman said in a statement. It is impossible to make peace with both Israel and Hamas, a terror organization that calls for the destruction of Israel. The signing of an agreement for a unity government between Fatah and Hamas is a signature on the end of negotiations between Israel and the Palestinian Authority. I'm going to post this article into the description box so you can read it yourself. It's got a lot of very good information in it. But I want to tie something together to that, because that was talking about an agreement between the Palestinians and Hamas. Well, now I'm reading out of the Prophecy News Watch newsletter, excuse me, and it says, discovery of sophisticated Hamas-built tunnels linking Gaza to Israel suggests more conflict to come. In just 18 months' time, 4 concrete tunnels have been randomly discovered beneath Israel. These are not part of the elaborate ancient underground tunnel system buried beneath Jerusalem, intended to drain rainwater during the Second Temple during the time of the Second Temple over 2,000 years ago. These newer findings are rather a more sinister origin and purpose. The latest megatunnel found was accidentally spotted by an Israeli farmer last October. It goes on to say that of the 4 underground structures unearthed so far, it is the longest tunnel yet, reaching about a half a mile into Israeli territory, alarming Israel's military because its entry point, as with the other tunnels, is located in the Hamas-controlled region of Gaza. Concrete lined and equipped with electric lights and ventilators, the newly discovered tunnel poses a serious threat to Israel's security since it allows passage into the country than minutes for dozens of Palestinian militants who are seeking to ambush areas of vulnerability within the Holy Land. The possibility of a multi-pronged attack is a nightmare of every commander along the Gaza fence, a senior military officer in Israel's Southern Command told Time. Again, I'll go ahead and put this into the description box as well. But here we go. We have the peace talks falling apart. We have the Palestinians signing an agreement and trying to work on a government with Hamas. And we have Hamas building tunnels, underground tunnels into Israel from Gaza. You can see conflict is absolutely about to explode. The Middle East is going to explode exactly like the Bible said. And I would like to say also, what would happen? What would the world community do if instead Hamas had found tunnels that Israel had built into Gaza? Israel would be condemned by the world community immediately. But because it's the Palestinians doing it, no one really talks about it. The world is going to come up against Israel. The Bible makes it clear. It's exactly what's going to happen. 1 Thessalonians 5:3 says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction shall come upon them as upon travail with the woman with child, and they shall not escape." And we can see the Psalm 83 war forming right before our very eyes. It's getting more and more likely to happen every single day as these peace talks continue to fall apart. The deadline for the peace talks was April 29th, coming up this week. I want to read the first part of Psalm 83 real quick. This is the Psalm 83 war that I believe will take place just prior to the signing of the final 7-year period of time. I do believe that this war is going to happen first. God is going to fight for and protect Israel. And at that point, after the defeat of the Muslims in this war, the Antichrist will come on the scene and sign a peace agreement for 7 years that will bring on the final 7-year period of time leading up to Armageddon and the second coming of Jesus Christ. Psalm 83:1 says, Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. There's a confederation of Muslim nations about to attack Israel, wanting to carry out their plan they've wanted all along, which is to wipe Israel off the map. We can see it happening. We can see it coming to pass very, very soon. Jesus said in Matthew 24, there'll be wars and rumors of wars. And we're definitely seeing that right now. I didn't even get into what's going on with Ukraine and Russia and United States sending troops to Poland right now. There are definitely wars and rumors of wars going on all over the world. And the situation is heating up. So what that means is time is short. All the signs that Jesus warned us about are here. And it is absolutely time to make sure you are saved and to continue to pray for our loved ones who aren't. Prepare our hearts. By all indications, Jesus is coming back soon. Keep looking up. God bless you.